Well, since there's not a whole lot to do lately these days, other than maybe go to the grocery store or get into fights over certain paper products, I've been catching up on some neglected projects here at home and watching some TV. Since the local record stores are essentially closed until further notice, I've gotten a little behind on my album reviews. But then I remembered something. The internet. I can in fact stream most albums digitally online. So I'm planning to do a couple short review videos over the next couple days. The first one I'm going to do today is Spirituality and Distortion from the absurdist Frenchish metalish act Igorrr. Here we go. Before I get talking too much about this album, I'd like to give a little bit of background information about Igorrr. Igorrr started in 2005 as a mostly solo, experimental electronica project by French musician Gautier Sari. He combined elements of breakcore, trip-hop, heavy metal, and classical music. He named the project after his childhood pet gerbil, and then added more R's to the end to make it more confusing. Didn't know that, did you, Adrian? Yep. To keep things interesting, he also had a chicken that plucked at a toy piano, and then he made a couple songs based around the melodies that the chicken plucked out. He released a handful of EPs and full-length albums as a solo act. In 2017, things changed pretty radically for the band. The act signed to Metal Blade Records. He stopped using samples in favor of using live musicians for recordings, including members of Cattle Decapitations and Secret Chiefs. The band took on 2 full-time vocalists and a live drummer to go along with Sari's programming and electronic elements for live playback. Spirituality and Distortion starts off with a low droning sound and a Middle Eastern melody played with an acoustic guitar. And then pretty shortly after, you're hit with this wall of compressed drums and electric guitar. An operatic female vocal comes in, soaring over the mix, and then under that comes in this guttural, growling male vocal. Soon enough, the second song starts. And it opens up with these chamber string arrangements and switches to these distorted blast beats, and then comes back with these doomy chants placed kind of intermittently throughout. And that leads up to this glitchy electronic part with these funky slap bass parts that play the song out. This is it. I feel between the first few songs, you really get a pretty good summary of what this album's going to be about. Next up is Very Noise. Very Noise. It's a mostly instrumental DJ freakout track with an absolutely ridiculous video that goes along with it. So you should take a look at that. A couple of the album's standout tracks for me are the Cannibal Corpse meets 8-bit haunted house inspired Parapeng, also the screaming over accordion and blast beats of Musette Maximum, the brutal and dreamy Himalaya Massive Ritual, along with songs like Paranoid Bulldozer Italiano. There's a song called Camel Dance Floor, and several others. Really, most of the songs on the album are pretty solid if you could just get on board with the sheer quirkiness of the whole thing. I feel like Igorrr is an act that really hit their stride when becoming a more solid band lineup on their previous album, Savage Sinusoid. A lot of the elements you had on that album are also present here. You have the kind of Baroque chamber arrangements, the glitchy 8-bit electronica bridges, the crunchy and compressed electric guitar riffs, the programming and live drum blast beats. Also, you have the wonderful operatic vocals that are complemented by the screeching and growling vocals. It's all here. Spirituality and Distortion is a really good follow-up that stands toe-to-toe with its predecessor, Savage Sinusoid. The main change or evolution between albums is this album has a little bit more in the way of like Middle Eastern inspiration in the instrumentation and progressions that are kind of peppered throughout the whole album. Other than that, everything you could want from Igorrr is here, and just a little bit more. So if you're a person who likes metal that doesn't always take itself too seriously, maybe not seriously at all, and takes the genre into really far outside the box places, then maybe you should check Igorrr out. It's absurd, it's over the top. Yeah, if you can really just embrace the ridiculousness of this project, I think you'll find some things to enjoy. But I guess that's really it for this one. Spirituality and Distortion by Igorrr. This is Reverend Folklore. If you like this video, like it, please subscribe. Also, it is a big thanks to our Patreon subscribers who make all of this possible. So until next time, have a good day.